here we are with Lisa Hoffman. Lisa is a member of the Primal Fit Pros coaching program. And I want to welcome her to the audience that we have watching this. And so Lisa, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your struggles and your background, how you got to us?
Sure. Well, I got to the program by chance, and I just had the good luck to stumble upon a friendship with Matt, and Matt uh, noticed me sort of struggling at one point and reached out to me and let me know that he could help me if I needed it, because I was talking about sort of body weight issues, and I'd recently gained a lot of weight, which I'm always up and down up until now, since childhood really. But it had been a really bad year and things had gotten increasingly worse. And so when Matt first contacted me, I was thankful and intrigued, but not yet ready. And then a couple months later, I was ready. And
Right.
so,
What,
yes,
what do you think? What do you think was in your way throughout your journey where you were struggling? What do you think got in your way?
well, the weight loss that had preceded the weight gain that had preceded the weight loss this last time was sort of a, you know, some people when they're stressed out or upset don't eat. And it's the opposite with me. I'm definitely a comfort eater, and it's some kind of something to soothe me. And so I'd put on about 40 pounds, just right before we were in contact. Um, so that time, the struggle was sort of loss and tragedy and sorrow. But throughout from childhood, everything from getting comfortable and then eating, uh, getting distracted by something else and letting food and controlling kind of what's going into my body go by the wayside. So uh, it feels so much better to be in control.
How has the tools that I've given you over the last 16 weeks been different than what you've used in the past?
Yeah. So it's been incredible because I've been lucky in the sense that I'm used to fasting and I'm used to low carb. So I've done low carb in the past. It's worked for me well throughout the years in terms of not gaining. If I start eating carbs, I've been 100 pounds heavier than I am now, and that's eating carbs. That's what it is for me. Um, and again, the business of fasting for pretty regularly the last couple of years. I've fasted even 48 and even 72-hour fasts. But the problem has always been that when I break the fast, I would eat low carb, but way too many calories. So what you pointed out, Matt, with the this calorie intake can't be more than, that there has to be this balance and there has to be a caloric deficit. I guess I should have known that intellectually, but I was like, oh, well, it's low carb. I can eat as much as I want. So getting rid of the snacking, limiting the meals on the days that I wasn't fasting, not thinking that low carb was a free for all, and that you could just eat. And then the problem is, there's low carb and then there's no carb. And I know there's really no carb, but low carb can be a trap too, like nuts, which I love. I could eat nothing but nuts all day. You can't eat nuts all day and lose weight.
Yeah.
So those pools were huge.
So it would, one thing would lead to another, and I find that with even a lot of other clients we've dealt with in the past, where somebody may say that it's okay to have these things in moderation, but for some people it's triggers that lead to other things, and then it's kind of a downward spiral from there. And you feel like that's been with you too?
That is the problem, is I have to, for me, I need to eliminate these foods. And I love your push toward carnivore as opposed to omnivore,
Yeah.
because I eat an avocado every day that I'm eating. So I do eat that. But again, something like nuts, if I have 3 nuts, the next thing is I have 20 nuts, and then the next thing is, where's the chocolate? You
Right.
know, it's that little bit that just trips me up.
Yeah.
If I pull that out entirely, I'm so much healthier mentally and physically.
Right. Yeah, and that's what we're after anyways, right? I mean, I know I I have to sell weight loss and sell body transformation, but you know me, that I'm more after the health, and allowing the body transformation to be a byproduct of getting healthy. And I feel like you bought into that system from day one, and I appreciate you being coachable and buying into the approach. And that's why so many people are watching you, and you've inspired so many. So tell the listeners just about a little bit about your results and what you've been able to accomplish in the last 16 months. I mean, 16 weeks, excuse me.
Yes, yeah. So for me, the other part it's made it so much easier, and it's been the thing that right away kind of hooked me, was the results. You know, in a week I lost 10 pounds, and that, I mean, I know a lot of it's water weight and it happens,
That's a
in
win.
these sorts of
It's a win.
it's a win, and you feel it immediately. You feel it on your body, you feel it in your mind. And by the end of that first month, I think I was like 20-ish pounds,
Yeah.
and I needed that. So I've had, I've done all kinds of different kinds of dieting plans and this sort of thing. But for me, that rapid shift in the body, immediate, by the end of the month, one pant out the door, another
Yeah.
pant in.
Right.
That, is so inspiring.
Motivation. Yeah.
I appreciate and need that kind of result, so that it keeps me going forward every Monday or Tuesday when I'm posting photos and weight. Like, that's the easiest day for me to eat properly, because I'm so excited.
Right. Yeah. And that just builds massive motivation. And you've been able to accomplish incredible things in 16 weeks. Tell the people what you've done.
Well, I've lost almost 50 pounds in less than 4 months, which has been huge. I mean, I haven't been this weight in many, many years. And when I was this weight many, many years ago, I wasn't healthy and in control like I am now. So this is like a completely new reality for me. Um, the results have been massive.
Yeah.
Um, and it's, again, a huge physical change, and that's so wonderful, but also a gigantic emotional and mental change. Just everything from just walking through the world and feeling confident, in a different kind of way, and feeling lighter, feeling in control. The feeling for me of not, of just, uh, when the almonds go to the chocolate, go to the
Yeah.
potato chips, it's a crazy feeling. It's and now I,
So your relationship with food has changed.
yes, absolutely.
Awesome. How has your life changed? I mean, like, let people know, because I find it very interesting. Like, we've talked recently about a couple of people that I've been working with that lost only 15 pounds, but they it's amazing to me. I'm like, wow. When I hear them talk about their results and how it's changed their life, even just 15 pounds,
Yeah.
I'm always I think it's just crazy. Like, just a minimal amount of weight can help people move better. They're less pressure on their joints, their low back pain. They're able to, their quality of life just improves, and just with a minimal amount of weight. And then I want you to kind of talk about your transformation, not only externally, physically, but mentally, how the 50 pounds, what's it done for your life?
Yeah, I mean, I think I stand differently, I walk differently, not just physically, certainly physically, but again with a different kind of confidence
Yeah.
and with less anxiety and fear, and I'm not sort of shifting in this position or that position or posing myself. Wherever you look at me, I'm okay. Like in my mind, I
Yeah.
don't I don't even really care what the reality is, but in my mind, I feel freer. I feel free. And for me, freedom is so beautiful.
Yeah.
So, yes, that kind of freedom to move about and not hide half my body behind the desk or,
I love that.
um,
Yeah.
yes. And so I'm coming upon a sort of age milestone next week. I'm going to be 50 years old next week.
Amazing.
And so I feel this sense of like, I should have done this a long time ago, but thank goodness I'm doing it now.
Yeah. And one of the things that I've noticed and I'm most proud of when I see you, and I think everyone else always mentions this when they see your pictures, is that before picture, your body language, and then where you are now, just how your body. You're right. It's communicating in a totally different way. Like it's not even your facial expression, it's the body, the confidence, and I feel like there's a new appreciation for your self image. Like, can you talk a little bit about the old picture of you, the before picture, and where you are now, and like where do you see that picture? What do you look at when you see that before picture?
Yeah, it's a really emotional experience. In a sense, I've always had the sort of pleasure of delusion. So even when I was heavy, even in the before picture, um, I I don't think I saw myself in the way that we see me now when we look at the before picture and then we see, I sort of had this image of myself and I imagined myself in a particular way. But now, um, yes, you can see in the sort of slump of the shoulders, and you can see in the twinkle in the eye that
Yeah,
there's this awareness that it's not just deception and delusion.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and again, it's not just
Is that
the
scary?
physical.
Is it scary to you? Because I feel like I read a book once. It was called oh shoot, I think I can remember the name of this book. Head Over Meals. It was called Head Over Meals. It was a really good book, and it's about the psychology of weight loss and why people go back. Why? How could you? You were at your best. You lost 50 pounds. You lost 100 pounds. What happened to make you go back? And I do want to talk about sustainability here in a second with you, but I feel like in the book she talks about an armor that people are carrying around, an armor, this layer of fat,
Mhm,
right? And it's almost hiding. They're hiding from the world. They don't
mhm.
want to be seen. So I'm curious to know now that that armor has kind of been peeled away. Those are insecurities exposing themselves now, or are you okay? Are you hiding now? Like, whoa, I'm not used to this attention, or are you okay with this newfound attention that's coming your way?
Yeah, um, I like the attention in the sense of feeling pretty or whatever that means. Um, and for me, it was kind of when we embarked upon this, Matt, it was kind of like there was this cross in the road, there was this fork, and it was like, well, do you want to move toward the possibility of, you know, confidence, beauty, love, everything that might go down that road, or another very real and viable option at almost 50 years old is, or do you want to eat and enjoy and be fat and look at the sunset and write pretty words and read your books, and that's okay too. But I figured, let's give it one more shot,
Yeah,
this life thing, among others and in this way, as opposed to the other way. And the other way would have been okay. This sort of resignation. Well, I had a good run and now I'm going to eat and enjoy and, whatever. And other than the health repercussions of that, I think that that's a fair choice that someone can make. But I'm really thankful for myself and for the people who are in this program that we're going in the direction of maybe there's something, and this weight loss and this health will kind of drive me there.
yeah. You mentioned like even when someone's at their worst, they're sacrificing something, right? They're sacrificing health, and there's a cost to that, right? But not giving up things may be something they're not ready to do, and they're just happy staying the way they are. I'm just curious, like, do you think you do have to give up something to be where you are right now. But it, is this sustainable for you? Because I feel like you made a kind of a you went towards like saying something, I can either stay where I'm at, obese and writing books and looking at sunsets and not give up things, or be where you are now and give up some things. Is this worth it to you now where you're at now? Is this worth it?
It's worth everything, you know, and what I'm what I'm giving up is, I mean, in reality, it's the taste of food in my mouth for 30 seconds, and then a kind of sick feeling in my stomach and an out of controlness.
Mhm.
So when I was musing over this before I started the program, it was something different than that. But you know, it's like once you're in a different place, you have a more rational view of kind of what your life looked like, you know? And I now I don't, I feel like I'm giving things up on the days when I'm not fasting or eating one or two healthy meals per day. I'm giving up my control. I'm giving up the pounds that I lost that week. That's when I'm giving things up, you know? And I'm gaining so much, even or especially on the days that I'm fasting. Like you've talked about mental clarity, um, the feeling of an empty body, like now feels better than the taste of something good, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
So,
and just being in control, I think too, because those foods that you were, kind of quote unquote addicted to, they do call your name, and that just leads to more problems. So I think you beat some food addictions here as well. No.
yeah, because they call your name less and less when you're not eating them, and they even push, you know, they repel you. So now even on the days when I'm like eating whatever I want to eat that day, sometimes what I really want to eat are the things that I, you know, like the meat or the, what I really want is a piece of steak, but I'm not going to eat it today because that's what I'm eating every other day. But that's what I really want. I'm not, you know, it's these habits that we form that bring us back and back to those old places. So breaking those habits, and especially the snacking habit and the overeating habit, have been so huge for me.
It's awesome. Can you tell, we're big on talking about non-scale victories and non-scale wins. What's some other things that you've seen besides the scale on your body, or things changing in your life that don't have anything to do with the scale?
Well, certainly the way that my clothing fits and anything that I grab from my closet is either fits beautifully or is too big. And it's just such a wonderful problem. Things that I haven't worn in years and years, shopping for new things. So there have been a lot of clothing victories.
Yeah.
Yes. Um,
How about
there's the,
I look at your skin right now. Your skin is glowing. You're radiating. You have really good quality skin. Have you seen some changes like that?
oh yeah, absolutely. The contours, so it's not just the weight loss, but the neck bones, you
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
things that you didn't used to see and that I didn't even think about or that I thought were okay, but now that I really appreciate. Um, and then yes, just in friendships and relationships, just the people around me, I find myself relaxing in a different way and feeling more a part of the world and life, you know? I feel like you were talking about armor, the fat kind of put a
Yeah.
distance in a certain way. And I like to be alone. So it's kind of wonderful to be in an alone space, and that's okay. But this is another choice, a better choice for
Another
me.
option, another option
Another
to,
option.
so the
Yes.
confidence, the increase in confidence, and is definitely a part of the positives that came through this as well. How about from a health perspective? Did you have blood work? Did you have any health issues you were dealing before?
Yeah, I was always lucky. As heavy as I have ever been, I've never had blood sugar issues, blood pressure issues. I've been incredibly lucky that way. Certainly, the weight takes a toll on the body,
Yeah.
you know, and just walking could be very difficult or getting winded,
Yeah.
you know. So a non-scale win is being able to walk much further, being able to uh, get up and get down,
Yeah.
and it just be like so much lighter. Sometimes I'm walking and I almost don't feel myself, because I'm used to what I realize is like carrying heavy sacks of potatoes, And so this is just so great to be just lither, lighter. Yes.
Mentally and physically lighter.
So much so.
Yeah.
Yes.
So could you, I know a lot of people will look at, I think most people have failed so much on traditional diets. And I kind of tell people this is not a diet, this is a tool and it's a support group. And there's a holistic approach to health that we take with this group. And it can be used with any diet, whether you're paleo, keto, or you're vegan. I think this tool can work for anyone. Obviously, I think it's just about having the blueprints and structure and accountability that goes along with it. But I'm curious to know, a lot of people would say that this isn't sustainable. And how, what are the chances of you going back to your old ways now? Like how confident are you that this is a sustainable lifestyle?
Well, exactly what you said with there's this tool now, and even if I were to veer off course, I can come back to this tool.
You're in
So
control.
yes, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter how far I would proceed off course, I could come back to this tool. But I think proceeding too far off course is what would perpetuate a weight gain. And so I want to catch that quick and,
Right.
sort of keep that in mind. And at the same time, I realize, it's one thing to be in weight loss mode, and that's going to be easier for me personally than being in sustaining mode. So this is something that's important for me to think about and work on and continue with the program, because again, the business of accountability has been huge for me. It's in 2 days I'm going to be taking these pictures and posting my weight loss, and I want that to be okay. And even if there were a rough week, that next week can't be rough again. Two
Yeah.
weeks from now can't be rough, or it's going to snowball. So I have to catch myself, and that's my next goal after I reach my goal weight, is to just uh, figure out the best way to have a meal plan that I'm not losing weight, but I'm sustaining. Yes.
What would you say to somebody that's on the fence or struggling with their weight? They're on the fence on coming into our program or just making changes altogether. I mean, you've struggled and been through ups and downs and your weight loss journey. And look, I'm really hoping that this is the last time, and I know you are too. And I feel confident that this is the last time, there's no going back with you. But what would you say to somebody that's on the fence?
Do it anyway. Do it anyway. And if people tell you that it's not sustainable, then they're thinking about it in the wrong way. Um, this business of the tool is huge. This business of being able to stop a downward spiral is pivotal. Um, this group is beautiful. People supporting each other and caring about each other and applauding each other and encouraging each other. Um, it's worth it. And like you've said, Matt, people are willing to invest in so many different things. This is the most powerful change that you can do for yourself.
Yeah.
Not everyone, I don't believe that everyone who's overweight wants to or needs to do this. You have to want to, and you have to need to do this to do this. Like it has to be what's in your heart, because otherwise you're not going to do it. It's that simple. So, but give yourself the chance. If you're on the fence, try it out. And like I'm saying, in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, you're going to see such powerful changes. You're going to want to continue. The hardest part is the first week. And it's also one of the most beautiful parts, because it's like everything is happening. You are hungry, you're going against your habits. It's like a swirl of powerful energy. Push through, see what happens that first week. Your jaw will drop.
Yeah.
That first month, Your changes will be real and you'll know that you can continue. Give yourself that. And if you give yourself 3 months, if you hate it, stop it,
Yeah.
but do it, try it.
Yeah.
If it's what you want, if it matters to you, if it'll change your life, just don't listen to the naysayers. Don't think about what could go wrong. Your health is going to be fine. It's going to be better than fine. And so don't worry, oh, I'm not eating. No, as Matt has said, we don't need to eat the way we eat. We don't need to. Now, if you choose to, God bless you. It's totally okay from my point of view. I know Matt might have a different take
Yeah.
on this. If you choose to put yourself to give it a try, give it 100%. Make it your project. Don't make it your side little hobby thing. No, this is your focus. You're going to do this thing. I love what you say, Matt, with like the boats are burning. What do you
Yeah.
say?
Burn the boats. Yeah.
Burn the boats. Burn the
We're
boats.
going back.
Yeah, yeah. There's no going back. At least, suspend that idea for a time. There's no bite of this, snack of that. You're preparing the kids' meal. No, it's off the table. You're doing this thing. You're going to make it happen. And then you're going to want to continue.
Yeah. Doing it for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, doing it for yourself and for everyone who loves you, but for yourself first.
And it was your turn. It was your turn, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what holds back so many people is they're taking care of others and they forget about themselves. And that's why I keep trying to tell people you're worth it. Like you can't take care of the people you love if you're not taking care of yourself. So, but I could not have said that any better than you right there. That was awesome. Anybody's on the fence and does not choose themselves right now. I don't know what else could be said because that was very convincing to someone that is fighting change and fighting a better self. So I really appreciate those words from you, Lisa. Thank you for that.
My pleasure.
So awesome, so inspiring, and we're so thankful to have you a part of our group, and can't wait to see what else you achieve going forward.
Thank you so much, Matt. Thank you. I'm so blessed to have met you. So grateful.
Thanks, Lisa. I appreciate you.